I'm lost.
Have you tried Hare Krishna?
Oh, so this is going to be a bit.
And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, always joined Mikey the Freak.
Hello.
And Kermit/Steve.
Hi ho there, Kermit the Frog. Thank you for coming and joining the show. Ah!
If you haven't figured it out, we are reviewing the Muppet movie. But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
Yes, let's.
Why are there so many?
Steve Martin. The Steve Martin scene was hilarious.
Now available from Jim Henson Video. Hollywood, the pot of gold at the rainbow's end.
So cool. There's so many
hey, we're all going to Hollywood. You want to come with us?
Hollywood! It's time to grab your pen, stick out your thumb, and hitch a ride for the adventure of your life.
These guys.
Well, at least he finally catches
Jim
up.
Henson's The Muppet Movie.
He ran a long way.
Footloose and fancy free.
You know what?
It's a story of the open road where hopeful hitchhikers come by the carload.
Big bird.
No thanks. I'm on my way to New York City to try to break into public television.
Little crossover there, if you
A
will.
bear in his natural habitat. A Studebaker.
Kermit guiding the way.
A
Turn left if you
Studebaker.
come to a fork in the road.
A bear and a Studebaker.
Yep.
I don't believe that.
And a roadside distraction named Miss Piggy.
Wow.
Hogging the spotlight. Now it's all aboard.
Everybody on to Hollywood.
How'd they find
The
them?
Muppets hit the jackpot.
I know for the longest time that
famous contract with
that Studebaker after they
And
painted it
Hollywood
was
stars
at
get into the act.
Disney.
Milton Berle,
Oh.
MGM in
Richard
Orlando.
Pryor, Bob Hope, Steve Martin, and others.
Would you taste it for us, please?
That was a great choice.
And now Hollywood will never be the same.
Stand by.
Good.
Here we go.
Now you can own the Muppet movie on video cassette.
Oh, I thought I got the original trailer, but oh well.
Video cassette. What is
Video
that?
cassette. What is a? Oh my God!
Jesus. It's Fozzie. You should have a Kermit. Hello, Fozzie.
Hey, what's up,
Jesus.
A
Fozzie? Bro?
bear in his natural habitat.
Oh, Mikey the Freak. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this movie?
Oh, for the people listening at home, y'all need to start watching us on YouTube to see what the hell is going on.
We have a special guest. We have Fozzie the Bear joining
Fozzie
us live.
the Bear, special guest.
Oh, all
I had to
right.
get him out of here. I'm so sorry, guys.
All right, Steve.
Oh
Go ahead
my
and take Fozzie off the camera.
Bye, Fozzie. Okay. So Kermit and his newfound friends trek across America to find success in Hollywood, but a frog legs merchant is after Kermit. So the frog legs merchant is played by none other than Charles Durning, which I've got to show it. I met Charles Durning doing a movie in Tampa years ago. So the people at home, that's in his hotel room. I had to measure him for a tuxedo. Very nice guy.
Wait. You say that's in hhis hotel room?
That's in his hotel room in the Tampa
When
West
did you
Shore.
have to get that photo?
Not much.
a little frog jump, maybe.
Little frog jump. No, we didn't talk about the Muppet movie, but we did talk about his other movies. Great guy. Got to meet him and have lunch with him at Jackson's Bistro. But yeah, so that's my contribute to this movie. But you know, the great cast of characters. He's out to get Kermit the Frog because of dancing and singing frog, which is started by Dom DeLuise in the middle of a damn swamp. Dom DeLuise is an agent that says, "Oh, you're a singing frog. You should go to Hollywood." He's like, "No, I'm good."
I'm pretty happy here on the swamp.
Yeah. What is so funny is that because it's a Muppet and it's Jim Henson, the Muppets were huge in the 70s and 80s.
Big time.
Everything Fraggle Rock to even animated like Muppet Babies and stuff like that.
Muppet Babies will make your
Constant.
dreams come true.
So what's always cool about this movie is if you realize, it is in the 70s, of course. but there are so many A-list celebrities that show up in this movie. Unreal. Almost every single scene has some A-list celebrity. Steve Martin and Bob Hope, like you saw.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, which was huge in the late 70s.
Would not expect him to be in a Muppet movie.
No, not with his foul mouth as he was back then. But yeah, so they make it to Hollywood. They want to star in their own picture, which is called the Muppet movie. And they just run in everything on the way. So I mean, it's definitely a great watch. If you're a Muppet fan, it's definitely one of those movies. But there are so many Muppet movies out there. You know, Muppets Takes Manhattan, which was one of my favorites because they want to be on Muppets want to be on Broadway, you know, that kind of stuff. But there
Here I am.
so
right
many.
where I belong.
There it is. Yeah. So many different Muppet movies out there, and this one I think is one of the ones that just started the whole thing for me. And then you just move on to the other things. But great flick, great watch. Steve, what do you think of the Muppet movie?
Oh man, I love this film. Like, I've watched this movie since I was a small child. I mean, I guess you could say
Tadpole.
I have always loved this movie since I was a kid, primarily because it is filled with a bunch of celebrities of movies that I was watching when I was a kid. I grew up watching Mel Brooks. So Mel Brooks, Dom DeLuise, Madeline Kahn, Cloris Leachman. These are people that I had seen in movies before that I knew that I loved. All the other random people that we get throughout the movie. It's just such a fun watch, and it's so simple, and the jokes are just the jokes have lasted for
They really have
years. Yeah,
for 50 years.
I caught myself giggling. I haven't seen this movie in probably 30 plus years, and I watched, and I was like, man, this is like witty. This is fun. This is kind of funny.
Even the opening scene when they're getting ready and I hear this movie's dynamite, and then he fucking just blows up the dynamite.
Yeah.
Slapstick comedy, yeah.
Just stupid jokes that made me laugh as a kid, that make me laugh as an adult. This is a great movie that takes me back to my childhood in a non-depressing way. Drinks in the house.
Yeah.
Bar.
On top of the house having drinks.
Works every
Where are the
time.
great drinks? And Fozzie's like, works every time. Meaning that this is not the first time that he has said drinks are on the house and everyone has ran up to the top.
Yeah.
Even you guys mentioned Steve Martin, but Steve Martin, sir, would you like to smell the cap?
Yeah, sure.
He goes, here, try this for us.
Oh my God. It's
great
just
selection,
there's
sir.
just so many great bits and the movie, and I love this movie. It's childhood, adulthood. It's a movie that's literally for everybody. I mean, not everybody, but we don't need to get into that.
No,
like we opened up the show earlier. I'm lost. Have you tried Hare Krishna? Thinking that they're lost religiously.
Oh my God!
Running bit, yeah.
I mean, just the continuous bits through the entire movie are
the fork in the road. The fork in the road.
The
Literally
fork in the
a
road is
fucking fork in the road.
Like, just so many great bits with Bob Hope as the ice cream vendor. I mean, you can go on and on of just all the people. I mean, they even got Orson Welles. What movie? Like, I mean,
it's Orson Welles.
Oh my God, this movie is amazing. I just so many great things. I could just once again, this is another movie that I could probably talk about for hours, but we'll talk about for about 15 minutes. So we got about 6 minutes left. So.
No, I when I rewatch this movie, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this movie, and then I put it on, and I'm like, I'm enjoying myself.
You're right.
I
gotta watch the other ones now too.
Yeah, it was like one of those things. Like, okay,
Muppet Treasure Island with Jim Curry.
it's
Or
a kids
temporary
movie.
fire.
I'm gonna have to put myself through this, and then I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying this. Why are there so many songs? I mean, those songs. I love a good musical, and I was kind of bopping my head.
They
That there was
they
some,
won Oscars. They won
there,
two
there,
Right
Oscars for
along.
best song, best pictures.
Footloose and
there were
fancy.
some bops in there, man. There were some
Mhm.
bops. I'm telling you, it was. I mean, I think I enjoyed myself way more than I thought I was going to, and probably more than I should have. I do
Right.
love this movie.
Like we said earlier, 2 Oscar wins,
Yeah,
4 other wins, and 9 nominations for this movie in the 70s.
yeah,
Best song, best picture.
and it holds up.
It was huge. It was huge back then.
This whole movie holds up. I love it. It is recommended for sure. Mikey
Yeah.
the Freak, rate it.
I'm going with a solid 9. Probably one of the best Muppet movies out there. And there, like I said, there are a lot. Muppet Takes Manhattan, Muppet Treasure Island. The list goes on and on. There's
The
probably like
Great
10
Muppet
Muppet movies.
Caper,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean,
Muppets from Outer Space.
which that's always a Gonzo movie.
There's that weird one that Melissa McCarthy did with puppets, like Murder Crime Time or Puppet Murder Time.
Yeah,
But
that's not the same Muppets.
Yeah, I don't think that's no.
It's a movie with
no.
Muppets.
And that's a R-rated Muppet movie.
It is.
It is. No, it's a solid 9. Like I said, one of my favorite Muppet movies, and like I said, there's a lot out there. You guys can watch them and rate them. They're funny when I was a kid. I get the jokes even more now as an adult. So it's just as funny now as an adult. So yeah, solid 9 for me. Steve? What you think?
I would have to say that this is a solid, like 8.5. Like I love this film. It's great. It's great laughs. It's great everything. But yeah, 8.5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with Steve. I enjoyed myself with this movie. You can put it on for anybody. You can put it on for kids. You could just sit there and watch this movie. It is a blast to watch. I kind of, like I said, it's a sleeper movie. I'm telling you, it's one of those sleeper good movies.
Yeah. People think it's childish because it's Muppets. I said, but bro, I could sit down and watch Fraggle Rock just as much as I can watch this.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, it's not a background movie for me. It's a sit and watch movie.
Yeah.
All right, some interesting facts.
Rainbows.
Jim Henson spent an entire day in a 50-gallon steel drum submerged in a pond for the opening scene of Kermit the Frog in a swamp. That is a lot of time to be in a 55-gallon drum. Jim Henson was determined to use the larger budget of a feature film to push the technology limits and capabilities of puppetry. One of the most difficult feats and one that appears deceptively easy on screen was making Kermit ride a bicycle. When they did that scene, I was like, how'd they do that?
Yeah.
I was kind of curious at how they did that, to tell you the truth.
You hardly see their lower body in almost any movie before this, and yeah, it was funny. You see them more now in that movie than you did in a lot of them. Both animation.
Yeah, and to top it off, as an interesting fact, this was the 10th highest grossing film for 1979. There goes your interesting / maybe fun facts.
Steve,
what do we have for soundtrack?
Soundtrack. Rainbow Connection, performed by Jim Henson. Moving Right Along, performed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz. Can you picture that? Performed by Jim Henson, Frank
Can you
Oz,
picture that?
Jerry Nelson,
down at Fraggle Rock,
Richard Hunt, and Dave Goelz. Never Before, Never Again, performed by Frank Oz. I Hope That Something Better Comes Along, performed by Jim Henson. America the Beautiful, performed by Frank Oz. I'm Going to Get Back There Someday by Dave Goelz and Frank Oz. And finale, The Magic Song.
Actually, that was less of a soundtrack than I thought it was going to be. Mikey the Freak, what do we have for related reels?
So that can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Can you picture that?
And you picture that. So it sounded similar to the Fraggle Rock theme song.
Now that you said that, it kind of does, yeah.
Down the Fraggle Rock, bump bump, dun 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 dun. Yeah,
We're moving
yeah. I
right
thought that was
along.
good. All right. So I put Charles Durning, which was my first one.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do Charles
Jesus,
Durning.
again with the photo. Oh, God, again with the photo. Ah, God.
Oh, this is a running bit.
Oscar winner, man. Oscar winner. To Be or Not to Be. Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And then The Sting. Which is a good movie, too. Austin Pendleton. So he was Charles Durning's little sidekick. Short Circuit. He was in Wall Street. Money Never Sleeps. The sequel. And then also in My Cousin Vinny, which is the one that I would really know him for. The stuttering private... I'm sorry. What was
attorney.
He was an attorney, but
yeah.
public defender. He was a public defender.
He's getting better at it.
He was also in Mr. Nanny, I believe.
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
Yeah. No one's seen that movie.
Everyone in Florida has seen every Hulk Hogan movie.
No one has never seen Mr. Nanny.
Hulk Hogan's never seen Mr. Nanny.
I've seen Mr. Nanny, all right?
I don't think Hulk Hogan knows he was even in that movie.
The bad guy has a steel plate in his head.
He gets it confused with Suburban Commando.
In the opening credits of the movie, when he's riding his motorcycle, you see someone take a dog and throw it into a river. They catch that on camera. You can look it up online.
Oh, wow.
What movie was that? Nobody cares. Okay. Cloris Leachman. So Cloris Leachman, which is also in this movie. Also tons of cameos. History of the World Part 1. High Anxiety, another Mel Brooks movie that is underrated. And Beer Fest. She's Granny in Beer
Everybody
Fest.
loves a little sausage in it.
Well, you gotta smack it. Could probably take. I put this whole thing in my mouth. You want to see?
No.
But yeah. So and then cameos. Mel Brooks, Dom DeLuise, Bob Hope, Richard Pryor, Steve Martin, the greatest A-list celebrities to come out of the 70s and early 80s that you'd ever see. So amazing cast, amazing cameos.
All right. Well, as we come to a close, make sure you do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing. Hit that like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Make sure you check out the Mod Squad Network, which is the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review, where we have a movie channel, a horror show, a gamer show. We go live every Saturday night. And we have a show where we talk to YouTube personalities. All right. Well, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. For Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
Rainbow Connection.